Zeb? I am Scott. Welcome to your Sunday live prog stream. Oh, yeah, we have a Sunday service here every single Sunday morning, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Hey, guess what? It's 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern, so here we are with the venerable, the legendary, the one, the only, one of my all-time heroes, man. I am so happy to have Derek Mo Moore, co-founder of the great band Nectar, in the house. Mo, how you doing this morning? And thank you.
I'm doing great. It's Sunday morning. It's 70 degrees out. I like it.
Yeah. And yes, Zeb, we are live. Zeb all the way from Norway. We're around the world here. We are live. And joining me and Mo, Kevin from Prog Radio. Thank you so much. What have you been playing on Prog Radio for the last hour, Kevin?
We played some Nectar, and then we played some Nectar, and then we played some Nectar. Nothing but Nectar for an hour.
I like that.
And, I figure we've got one of the classic founding members of the Prog clique, right? It's Derek Moore. So why not bring in one of the new guys, right? The fresh-faced kid from Arkansas. It's Brent Bristow and Emerald City Council. Oh, yeah, we bring the old and the new together like nobody else, Kevin. That's what we do, because Prog is not dead. It never died. Even though some bands took, I don't know, like a 21-year gap or something, which we might get into a little bit. Brent, how you doing today?
I'm good. If you wanted fresh face, I should have gotten Seth on here, since he's our guitarist, is only like 25. So, we have quite an age range in the group. I'm the oldest member of the group, but yeah, we're doing good. Arkansas is great. I just got back from spring break, hung out with Neil Morris and our recording engineer, Jamie Tate. We hung out with him a good bit. Noah, our drummer. So we had a good break, and now we're hoping that tornadoes don't come ripping through Arkansas today.
Uh-oh. Yeah, it's supposed to get nasty, right?
Spring in Arkansas. This is kind of the way it goes. So yeah, but other than that, everything's great.
I think this individual is probably referring to Nectar as his favorite prog band of all time, and not Emerald City Council. I'm sorry, Brent.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
We don't know that for sure. Exactly. And Jeff Shilka, you are 100% correct. Yeah. Prog Radio rocks. It's outstanding. Not one. No, one's too easy. Not one, but two different channels. So, if there's a song you're not digging or whatever, which is there a prog song you don't like? See, that's the thing about prog. I can't think of one, like, capital P prog band or capital P prog song that I really don't like. That's the beauty of this genre. It's just perfect. And today we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. We're gonna be ranking our favorite Nectar songs right in front of the guy who was actually part of all that madness. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. But I also obviously wanted to bring you on because you guys have a U.S. tour planned. It starts April 10th, and I guess I could read my own crawl that's going across the bottom there. But Derek, tell us a little bit about the tour, what folks can expect, and how they can go about seeing Nectar live. And I'm going to say Nectar a lot. I'm sorry, when I was a kid, man, it was always Nectar, right? I never said Nectar. I never once did, and I get reprimanded on like a daily basis on this channel. It's Nectar. It's not Nectar. So, excuse me. It's got an A in it.
It's understandable.
Yeah. So tell the kiddies about the tour, what they can expect, how great this is going to be, and all things Nectar 2025. That's crazy. Nectar going strong in 2025.
This tour is the continuation of the Mission to Mars tour, and we're going to be playing pretty much the whole of Mission to Mars. We're going to do quite a bit from a little bit anyway from the other side, and then we're going to do Remember the Future and Tab in the Ocean, and, a good smattering. We actually put a medley together that does a lot of stuff because we had a lot of requests for Nail of the Elephant. And so we put that in the medley so that, I can't tell you how many times people have requested that.
That's a fun track. I can understand that because that's a really cool song.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did it make my top 10 though?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know if it made you top 10, but we had a lot of requests for that, and we decided we would put it in a medley so that we could play some of the stuff and really honk down on it. I think if you've got the new album, Mission to Mars, I think we're going to spread them songs through the set, but we definitely want to play them because we really like them a lot, And it's a matter of fishing through it. We have 20 albums out. It's a matter of fishing through and getting some stuff that people want to hear. A lot of people want to hear "Show Me the Way" because of the George Jefferson thing.
Oh yeah.
Everybody screams for "Remember the Future" Part 1, the first side, and I like D-Jam King of Twilight, which is Crying in the Dark King of Twilight. I think we're going to do some of that, and we're on the longer shows. We're definitely going to do Tab.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm having a Zoom call with Rich later on. We're gonna manipulate the set. So we've got a set for an hour and a half when we're with Paul, and we've got a set for 2 hours when we're on our own.
Oh, nice. Well, let's talk about a little bit about who's in the band, because you just mentioned Rich.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know,
there you go. There's Rich Fire Ballet.
I mean, one of the greatest American prog albums of all time. And he's been associated with Nectar for a long, long time. It's not like this is some new association here.
I've known Rich since he was maybe 20 years old.
Wow.
He was with Fire Ballet, and we met him in the studio in the House of Music, and we got on right away. And I said, we have a house nearby in Chatham. Why don't you come and jam with us? And he said, I think we might have been doing Magic as a Child at the time.
Yeah.
And they came down and we jammed and we put some songs together. And then he joined the band. Dave was leaving, so he joined the band, and we did this gig and played all this new music. And it went down well. In fact, Roy came and he played with us as well. Roy had left and he came back.
Yeah.
And when it came down to, I retired for quite a long time. We had 26 years, and then we did Nearfest, and then I did a tour with them, and then I left again. In 2018, Ron called me up and he said, "Hey, you want to put the band back together?" And it was basically me and him, And I said, "Yeah, let's do it." So I called Rich. And I said, "Rich, are you interested in playing? I want to put Nectar back together." And he said, "Absolutely." So the three of us got together in a studio owned by friends of ours, John Kerwin. And we played, and right away the magic was there. I could feel it, So I said, well, I'm not going to go out touring, so let's get Randy in. Randy Denbo played on Evolution, and he played with Nectar for a year or two, I think. And so we got him in, and then we're looking for a keyboard player, and Rich had a band called Flying Dreams. And he said, our keyboard player is pretty good. So I called him up and I said, come on, let's play. And he came and played, and he just felt really good. I mean, he felt really strong. And I asked Mick if he was interested, and Mick got on board with a light show. And so we got the band.
Yeah.
And I think it worked out pretty good. Marianne sings with us, Rich's significant other, and she sang some stuff on the first album. And then when we did the second one, Mission to Mars, we've been writing that on and off over the COVID times. So me and Rich wrote most of that.
Right.
And we Kendall threw some things in on One Day High, One Day Low, which I really like. And he threw an ending piece on Mission to Mars. Um,
And here's a question for you. Is Mission to Mars the first part of a trilogy? I've heard some rumors about it. And yeah, those rumors were probably started by me. Because I think it was you that told me it was a trilogy, right, Mo?
yeah, we're already probably 2/3 of the music's already written
Nice.
for the second one. We've got to put the money together to record it because it's not cheap to record, and we have to pay for it. So we're probably going to do some kind of a fundraiser at some point. But we're writing, we're putting it together. I like what I'm hearing. It's definitely going to be a nice follow up.
I love Mission to Mars. I thought it was amazing. Now, Kyle, I think Kyle was at every single Near Fest, every single Ross Fest, I think Kyle went to everything, but he was at the 2002 Near Fest show, and he remembers there was a woman and a cameraman walking around making a documentary.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that documentary? He never saw it. We never heard nothing about it.
Came out.
Did
Yeah.
it?
Hold on.
Oh, he's got it. In the meantime, I'm going to read what our good friend Rand Kelly's in the house. Oh, Rand, we need to have you on the show one of these days. Rand's still making music and still making noise in the prog community. Absolutely. What'd you find for us? Oh, that. Yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah, that's live, and there's also a CD version of it.
Yeah. Okay, so I do know what Kyle was talking about there. So they did make a documentary. You see, Kyle, you don't know everything. He thinks he knows everything. That's why he's not on the show anymore. Oh, wait a second. That's not true. First it was, Kyle's microphone's not any good. But I don't know if anybody's been watching any of my videos lately. Oh, man, I got audio issues, Kevin. I got big problems on the channel, boys and girls. That's why I kind of like doing the Sunday show, because I got this nice microphone that Scott from Mythologic bought for me. Thank you so much, so I don't actually sound terrible. But I think I dropped my iPhone. Like one of those drops where you fully expect to see a crack, right? When you pick it up. I always have a case on, but it was that kind of drop. And ever since, the audio on my videos have been really, really funky. So I've been looking into...
yeah, I've noticed they kind of wave in and wave out.
Yeah, it's no good. I did something to the microphone. I've been trying all kinds of different, quick fixes and TikTok hacks, how to fix your mic on your iPhone. Nothing's working. So apparently you can just get like an auxiliary mic that plugs in, and so I am going to be looking into that. My local Walmart, of course, only had one for Android, not for iPhone. So yeah, next week's videos will be crap audio. You're welcome. Warning you in advance. Yeah, there go the numbers. The numbers just tank, right? With bad audio. And you can have bad video quality. Nobody cares. Like Mo is saying he can't even see Brent's face. And it's fine because the dulcimer quality of his voice makes up for it all. But if you have bad audio, man, people will automatically click off. And that didn't make sense to me, Kevin. This is YouTube, right? I figured the visual was everything. But then I realized a lot of people don't watch it. They just put it on and exactly. We are a podcast. Yeah. I should market this as a podcast, right?
Because I thought it was something on my end with my internet or something. Because I was hearing that fading in and fading out. I mean, I could always still hear it, but I thought
no, it's me, man. I'm making a public apology right here and now. And also a promise and a commitment to all my. Hey, we just hit 14,000 subscribers, Mo.
Oh, really?
We hit 14,000 subscribers. So this is my promise to my 14,000 subscribers. I will get that hinky audio fixed pronto. I promise. And I'm going to be down in your neck of the woods next week, Kevin. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, not really. I'll be in Fort Myers.
Okay.
See you in the fam.
Nice.
So next week's show, boys and girls, will be my first live remote, right? I'll be doing it live from the Holiday Inn in Fort Myers, I guess. So, yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Next week's show, in case anybody wants to know, a little programming ID here. Oh, yeah. Davey Cretan's going to be on the show next week. We're going to be talking about the great prog metal band from the UK, Threshold. You like Threshold, Kevin?
We play them. Yeah.
Awesome. They're a good band. I like them a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't know all 12 of their albums. So it's going to be more like a let's educate Scott. So I figured the live remote, I could kind of fade into the background. Unlike these where I'm in my home studio, man, I need to know everything about the guest or the artist that I have on here. And let me tell you something, boys and girls. Oh, Nectar, one of my favorite bands. When I was a kid, they were always in my top 10. You know, when you were a kid, you had those notebooks in school? Right, and you'd write down all the names of your bands that you really liked, and maybe names of girls too a little bit, but mostly bands that you really, really liked. Or a car, yeah, I want that GTO. And Nectar was always in my top 10, man. Always, always, always. So this is just really fun. Having Mo in the house, but we're gonna be talking about our favorite Nectar songs of all time, and man, the catalog's huge. Kevin, why don't you go first and show us a little bit? It's time for some graphics.
Gotta have graphics.
Yeah. And yes, the fading problem is not a problem on the live shows. It's only my regular episodes where my iPhone, because I do my regular episodes on my iPhone. I do it all here. I shoot it on here. I edit on here. I do everything on my iPhone. So I guess dropping it's not a good idea.
Well, you should contact Apple and say, I'll mention that more often if you give me a new iPhone that works.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Remember the last time I had a problem with Apple? Remember how well that went? They put me in timeout for 56 days without a phone. Yeah, I learned don't go up against Apple. You will lose every single time. It's like going up against Elon Musk. You're not going to win. So just give up the ghost. Kevin, talk to me about Nectar.
Well, I did have this graphic that shows the albums. These are the 16 that they've got on Prog Archive, and this does a good job of showing that 21-year gap, kind of like the original Nectar stuff and then the rebirth Nectar stuff. And so when I put my 10 list together, I tried to get a few of, from all sides, and because it's real easy to go to that classic stuff. I also tried to use the rule one song per album. Because that's makes it a lot more challenging, believe me.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll go with my top 10. I'll go through real quick.
Let's do it.
I start with something light and fun and joyful, and that's A Good Day from the Sounds Like This album.
Love it.
Kind of a fun song. All of these songs that I picked, they all have the dwee, that dynamic wandering effect. That's my favorite thing, and Nectar does that like no one. So a lot of that you'll see through here. Number 9, I decided to go with one live track. And Nectar fans will probably know which one it's going to be. It's going to be A Day in the Life of the Preacher. Some great shredding going on in that track. And there's lots of versions of it, but this is probably my favorite from the London Roundhouse.
I love that Roundhouse record.
Yeah, great record and a great song. And I don't think they've ever put it on a studio album ever that I know of. It's never been studio recorded. But so I did want to throw that one on there. Number 8.
Hey, Mo, can you confirm that? Day in the Life of a Preacher?
I think it wasn't. Was it on Sounds Like This?
I thought it was.
So. Was it?
I think it is. Yeah.
I thought it was. I don't know.
Tell you, that version at the Roundhouse.
Yeah, amazing.
When we first did it, we didn't like it. And we opted to do some live in the studio stuff instead of putting that out on a Sunday night to the Roundhouse. And after a number of years, I listened to it. I said, what the hell were we thinking? This sounds really good. Then I became a fan for not being in the band all that years. And we put it out, and I really like that. In fact, in the medley, it starts off with Preacher.
Hey, there's your answer. My people know more about Nectar than the founding member of Nectar knows about Nectar. It's on Sounds Like This. Thank you so much. And it's a Sunday live stream first, Kevin. They're saying your audio's too low.
Oh, geez.
And we cannot have that. No.
I got to get more excited. It'll crank up when I get a little more excited.
There you
I
go.
can turn it up a little bit. So continuing on, Dr. Cool from Time Machine at number 8.
Wow.
Again, funky, fun song about, plastic surgery, basically. Number 7, we talked about it, Nelly the Elephant. Yeah. I mean, serious Frank Zappa vibes for me in that song going on, and I think it's a great one. Number 6, going now to the.
Hey Kevin, I'm cutting you off again because I will forget. Mo, I hope this message reaches you. Remember the Future changed my music taste when I first heard it, and I can never stop listening to Nectar. Thank you so much for making music and inspiring my own music. Well, there you go. Thanks, it doesn't get old hearing that kind of stuff, right?
No.
Yeah. You can't get it. That's why you play. You play for the fans. Without the fans, you don't have anything.
Well, and that's the beauty of the live chat, is you get to hear this stuff right them as they're feeling it, you know?
Okay, they're saying your audio is perfect now, Kevin.
Oh, perfect. All right.
Well, you know.
So what we're at? We're at number 6 here. Skywriter. Great song. One of the more modern songs, but I love that song from the other side. Yeah. Number 5 to me is a bit of an underrated song for me. It's one of their more mellow ones that obviously moves somewhere, but that's Always. I think Evolution. That's a great, beautiful song. So that's my number 5.
Mo didn't play on that album.
That's all right. He can appreciate it. Again, I'm picking 10 songs from 16 albums.
You're being fair.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to trickle into some of the other ones. But number 4, Astronaut's Nightmare from Journey to the Center of the Eye. So many to pick from that album. So that's the one I decided to go with. Number 3, kind of a no-brainer for me, Remember the Future Part 1. Kind of a obvious pick, but a great song. Number 2, probably most people would pick the Epic, so I didn't go with the Epic. I went with Desolation Valley and Waves from Tab in the Ocean, but obviously you could pick the Epic title as well. It's a great song.
Going to cut you up again, Kevin. We got another special request. It's none other than Rand Anthony Kelly, who we were talking about a minute ago. He wanted me to read this to Mo. Hi, Mo. My first and only Nectar concert was in April 1975, Berkeley Community Theater, and I broke the rules and took pics of Pavlov's dog and Roy. It's a white sheet background with no light show. Are you sure you were at a Nectar show without a light show in 1975?
As soon as you use the flash, there's no light show.
Yeah, right. So there you go. Oh, we've got a super thanks. We're making money here, boys and girls.
Nice.
I thank you, Austro-Hungarian Ball. $4.99. He personally thinks that Journey to the Center Eye is better than Remember the Future. It's close. All those early Nectar albums are just amazing.
I like them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and somebody asked, does Derek play for Nectar? Yes, Bob. Mm-hmm. He is the founding member and current bass player of Nectar. Oh, the last man standing, right? We lost Roy.
There's Alan.
The timeline. Let's see. We lost Ron. I mean, yeah, you're kind of like the last dude standing. So yeah, you are Nectar, Mo. But there is the convoluted history. The convoluted history, which I love the fact that the original 6 had Mick and Keith, 2 guys that didn't play an instrument.
Right.
That's just awesome. Who does that? Who has 33% of your band dudes that can't play an instrument? It's amazing. I love you guys. Just amazing.
All right, let me get my number 1 out of the way. It's off my favorite album.
I'm sorry.
No worries. It's from my favorite album from him, and I guess it's an 18-minute suite of Recycle. So that to me is a phenomenal piece of music right there. Dwee galore in that one. So there's my top 10. Not an easy job because there's a lot there, and again, trying to spread it out between each from a different album, a little more challenging for sure.
What you have there, you put that back up again. We're going to be playing Good Day. We're going to be playing Part of Preacher. We're going to be playing Part of Nelly the Elephant. We're going to be playing Skywriter. Remember the Future Part 1. Tab in the Ocean and possibly King of Twilight. And from Recycle, we're going to do Marvelous Moses and It's All Over. So you've got a good smatchman in there, really.
Good. They took my set list, and there we go.
That's all. That's all he did. Yeah. He's going back to the boys saying, "Okay, we're going to revise the set list just a smidge because Kevin from Prog Radio said."
Well, I would love hearing them doing like Nelly and stuff. That's great.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
We did Recycled. We mixed that in Air Studios in London, and when we took it back to Bellephone and played it for him, I could see we really need a choir here, and we really need something different on the fall over. So the crossover we're here in it's the cybernetic consumption, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And so they gave us the money to go back in again and do some overdubs, and we got a choir in. In fact, we had to borrow a tape recorder from Vangelis, who was a friend of ours, so that Christian Kolonovich could write a score for the choir.
Wow.
And when the choir came to sing, they couldn't sing with the track because the track wasn't in perfect pitch. Because we used to tune to the organ, and the organ, of course, varies in pitch according to what power's going into it.
Yep.
So we adjusted the track and they sang it, and we put it back to how it was before. But that was an awesome time we had with that album.
Yeah, it's not like nowadays, you can just like press a button and you pitch correct, right? The whole thing, no problem. It's still in the same time metric. You don't have to worry about, time being messed up. Yeah, it's a whole different world now than it was in 1975.
Well, the other thing is since Journey to the Center of the Eye, all the albums that I've been involved with anyway, we recorded live. We recorded everything live, and then we did the overdubs. So Recycled, we recorded live, and all the stuff on the other side we recorded live. And I think if you do that, it gives a different feel to the album.
Oh yeah. Oh, there, no doubt. I mean, even when I was a little kid, right? My first encounter with Nectar was walking into a record store, seeing that album cover for Remember the Future, and I didn't know that it had actually charted in the top 20 of the U.S. album charts. I was unaware of that. All I knew is that album cover looked really neato. It looked really spiffy, and I had to have it. I had to hear that record, period. I just had to. I didn't have a choice. I was compelled. Yes could have had a new album on the shelf that day. And Remember the Future was coming home with me. It had that kind of power, that kind of impact. And but when I put the needle to the groove, I could sense this band was not like those bands. This band was not like ELP or King Crimson or any of the other bands that I'd been listening to up until that point. They had a little something else going on, and I think you just hit the nail right on the head. It was more like a live performance on record, whereas those other bands relied so much on overdubs and doing like 12 seconds at a time, right? We would do like 30 seconds a day with Eddie Offord. It wasn't like that with Nectar.
Well, I'll tell you, when we did Remember the Future, they called us in to the record company because Helmut Venske, who did all our covers, he and I have the same birthday, the 27th of March. He just turned 85. And I talk to him all the time. He lives in Germany. And they called us in to show us the album. And when we turned the album over, there was the little blue guy with the wings. We said, shit, that is Bluebird. And we went back to the rehearsal place and we finished Bluebird. But then we had a vision of what it looked like.
Yeah.
And the story evolved. So partially, Venska helped with the album,
He's awesome. And he did the latest one too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And speaking of Wayne, I thought Wayne was going to be with us today, but here he is in the peanut gallery. It's just as well, Wayne. It's just as well. We can do our little show without you, but maybe I sent you the wrong link. So if I'm yelling at you, Let me see if you're in the green room. No, you're not in the green room. So I guess you just wanted to hang out, and that's fine. Yeah, Nectar still has a huge fan base in Germany, from what I understand.
Yeah, we're trying to get back there. We're playing a Italian prog festival. We're headlining there 7th of September, and I'm trying to get us into Germany to do a few gigs.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That would be amazing. The return of Nectar to where it all began. Now, I know a lot of people were confused about your band in terms of, they're a German band. Yeah, well, then how come everybody's talking with a British accent? As a kid, I didn't quite understand it. Talk to me a little bit about the formation of the band and how a bunch of British guys formed a band in Germany.
Well, Ron and myself and Taff were playing together with a band called Prophecy back in the day, and our lead guitarist left, and we knew Roy from playing the Star Club, so we sent him a telegram, and he came right away and played. We decided that we would write our own music, and one advantage of playing in Germany is the German people, they wanted something new. They didn't want pop music. They didn't want whatever's on the charts. They wanted to listen to something new. And they really caught on to what we were doing. I mean, we were packing them out. It was great. I have to say that having that freedom that we had in Germany helped the band do what it did.
Yeah, I can see that, definitely. The German audience, they wanted something new. They wanted to taste something, and Germany's kind of like that, right? There's a weird artistic vision that the German brain has, and this cat here, Austro-Hungarian, wants to know what was the first recorded utterance of Nectar. When did you guys first go in the studio? Did it go well, or was it a disaster? Tell me about that.
The first commercially released thing we did was Journey to the Center of the Eye.
Oh, really? No singles or any demos or anything?
No, we used to play that live. The whole thing, we'd play it live. One of the songs we would play. And we did go to the States in '69, and we did an album over here in Boston, which became known as the Boston Tapes. And they were just a bunch of songs. I don't know which one we recorded first or that, but basically the first thing we did was Journey. And we liked it. I mean, I think that's a Rickenbacker. I still have the pictures of Roy playing 6/12 double neck. I have the same thing with a 4/8 bass, and it's not a Ricken. It was made by John Birch, and he used to call it a Rickenbacker. We're talking about the double necks now.
It's the Canadian Stud Muffin checking in. Down to Earth is his favorite album. And I didn't like Down to Earth at first, right? Because it's the one that came out right after I discovered you guys with Remember the Future, and I was looking for Remember the Future Part 2, right? And I didn't get it. I didn't get Remember the Future Part 2. So it took me a little while to appreciate Down to Earth, but man, do I love that album. So good. It's amazing. Anyway, I kind of want to go through some more lists. Brent, I know you're not a 100% Nectar aficionado, but you did get some sage advice from Paul Bolotowicz about what direction to go. We love Paul. We love Neil Morris. That had to have been a good night, huh?
Oh, it was. Yeah. So yeah, the concert with Neil and the Resonance was amazing. There was just stripped down. They didn't do the big projectors and all that stuff. It was just them playing the music. It was awesome, incredible. It didn't need anything else. As I said, Jamie, who mixed and mastered our album, came along with me. He loved it, thought it was great. So we had a good time. But Paul, of course, Paul makes and so Mo, I know you're just finding out about our album, but since you know Paul, he made a guest appearance on our song Noisy Talking, and he and I trade off solos, him on guitar and me on sax. And so we had a really good time with that, and that ended up being one of the coolest moments on the album was getting the opportunity for me to get out my sax and go toe to toe with Paul and all of his crazy guitar antics, and that was a lot of fun. But
it's just weird seeing special guest performance Paul Balotowicz, and then right underneath him Jeffrey Combs. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, man. Reanimator and like the guitar god of this century. It's just It's crazy. It's a crazy album. I love it, man.
Well, Jeff's such a cool guy and a good friend, and I'm just so glad that he and Steve Rankin both.
Steve Rankin too.
And fans of their acting for years, and I'm just glad to have them on as special guests, and they were just so cool about it. But anyway, getting back to this. So as I said, when you asked me to do this, now I knew when Paul was opening for you guys, I started kind of checking out some of your stuff because I'm a newcomer. And when I was asked by Scott to do this, I texted Paul and said, "Hey, so for a newbie like me, where do you start?" And so he made some suggestions. He introduced me to a couple of friends of his, Joe Alvarez and Jay Kinney. They made some suggestions, and then I went some digging on my own. So what I'm presenting is, if you're like me and you're a newcomer, where should you start? And I think so this is the list that I came up with.
Nice.
In honor of the new Spinal Tap album or movie coming out at the end of the year, my list has 11.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. All right, so these are the ones you should start with. If you're not a Nectar fan, I'm now a fan thanks to these 11 songs. Okay, Fidgety Queen, start out with. This is in no particular order, by the way. Show Me the Way.
Yeah.
It's All Over. From the new album, I'll Let You In.
Oh, beautiful track.
I'm on Fire. That was a great one. Love that. Love Is / The Other Side. Here's one of the two that was on Kevin's list. Desolation Valley / Waves. King of Twilight.
Yeah.
The live version of that one was really cool. Do You Believe in Magic? Remember the Future. And I'm going to say all of it. I'm not going to say part one. I'm going to say all of it. I thought all of it.
It's one song. God bless you. It's one song.
There you go. And then wrapping up with one that was mentioned earlier that you said you're going to do live is Marvelous Moses. So those are the ones that have made me a Nectar fan. So anyone watching this that's not familiar, hopefully that's a good place to start. And thanks to Paul, Joe, and Jay for guiding me on this journey, and it's been a lot of fun. So
Nectar is a great deal of fun. One of the things I absolutely adore about the band is that you can kind of get into their music pretty easy. It's not one of those bands that's like, man, there's so many like barriers and gates. Like I got to be able to understand Super Mixolydian mode in 17/8 time to get into this band. Not necessarily with Nectar. Their music has an accessibility to it, yet there's plenty of layers, right? There's plenty to sink your teeth into. But, one of the things that has to be frustrating, Mo, is you look back at all these, like, cool little things about the band. Like, who gets Brooke Shields on an album cover? Right? Who gets George Jefferson dancing to your music on primetime television on CBS? Who? I mean, there are all these cool little things that were going on with Nectar, yet for some reason it just never went to that next level, and it absolutely should have. People were referring to you guys as the next big thing, Germany's Pink Floyd and all this stuff. Did you ever feel like you guys were like this close to making the big time? And how does that feel knowing that? Because I personally think you were this close. I really do.
I think when we did our first tour of America, we had our own PA as a stereo PA with Dave Martin and Jeff Byers from Midas Martin. Awesome system we had, and we were playing on our own. We had no support band at all, and boy, I really thought that something was going to happen. It just seemed like everywhere we played was packed. We did 4 shows at the Ambassador Theatre in St. Louis. We sold out 4 shows at $3,000 a show, and we went back and we did what the hell do they call it? Kiel Auditorium. That was about 15,000, and we did 2 nights there. We played the Shrine in LA, and that was packed. I mean, it was fantastic. It was just it was magic. It was really magic.
Magical music, absolutely. And you know, I'm gonna wrest out of you your top 10 Nectar songs, Mo.
Me?
Yeah. Give me 10. They don't have to be your 10 favorite. They can be maybe 10 that, or 5 that mean something to you, or that you have a story attached to. Hello, Kiefer, the youngest member of the Lade Brigade. I'm not allowed to say, legally I can't even say how old he is. That's how young he is. He's that young. And wow, what a great guest he is. We're going to have him back on the show very, very soon, but just want to give a quick shout out. Did you guys ever play any gigs with Hawkwind?
No. I knew Lemmy pretty good.
Did you?
Yeah. He was a character.
That would have been an amazing bill. Can you imagine?
I would have
Nectar and Hawkwind.
they actually stole the idea of a light show from us.
There you go.
We used to play bass for them.
Yeah.
There's a friend of ours in Germany. That's how it all went down. But we never got to play together. Now, we had the singer from Hawkwind, who's eludes me right now. He was the ringmaster on Down to Earth.
Right. Yeah. Why are none of us thinking of it right now?
I don't know, but he had us in stitches. It was unbelievable. What a guy! Everything was ad lib. He did everything ad lib. It was incredible.
Bob Calvert. I'm such an idiot.
Calvert, yeah.
Why could I not? All I kept thinking was Brock. Napoleon. Couldn't think of that. That's a good one.
I like Hawkwind. They're good guys.
I loved Hawkwind. They're fun. Fun band. Okay, so since we've got a little bit of time here, and I could sense a little hesitation from Mo about giving me 10 Nectar songs. I'm not going to press you.
I think obviously Remember the Future is a very special album, and it just grew that way. One of my favorites is Tab in the Ocean. Any part of it. It was just a great album. I like some stuff out of Down to Earth. At the time, this was what we were focusing on, so I liked all of them.
Yeah.
It's hard to say just pick one and just pick one.
I'm sure. Yeah, you're too close to it.
I really like Recycled. I mean, Recycled, I think, was very special.
Yeah, and how did Larry Fast get involved with that?
Larry, when I first came to the States, I went out to Gem Records, and Larry was there, and he was putting his Synergy album, the first one, together, and I listened to it, and I really, really liked it. In fact, we used to open the show with it. Every night we'd open the show with Synergy.
I think that Synergy record was the first real hit Gem had on their hands.
Yeah.
And I remember a lot of record stores at the time didn't even have import sections. And then that Synergy record came out, and every record store had to have like an import section, or else they wouldn't have access to that record. And that's where we found our Gentle Giant in a Glass House too, because they didn't want to release that either. But yeah, that was one of the early import records I remember.
From the new stuff, I like any track from Mission to Mars. I like From the Other Side again.
Yeah.
Skywriter, I wrote in '78, and I never really liked it. It was called Sky Pilot, and Rich said, "Well, we've got the chorus and the verse mixed," and he wrote a piece, and that's what we need. That's what it needed. Skywriter is still in our set. I like it. We did it with 2 bass players, which was really neat, you know.
But you and Dembo, right?
Yeah. And you know, I don't think there's an album we did that I don't like. We put everything into everything we did.
Nice.
I have to say, when we did I'll Let You In, both me and Rich were in tears. It was just very emotional. When he sings the lead vocal, which is sang in one shot, he was by the time he got to the end, he was choking up. He was in tears.
Now, when that song was being written and recorded and whatnot, did you have any idea that CCM radio, contemporary Christian music channels, would pick up on that?
Yes and no. I sort of thought they might, because it's a special song. You know, it can talk to you if you believe in God. It can talk to you if you're talking about your girlfriend. It can talk to you, and it does. I mean, it's very spiritual.
Here's the album, boys and girls.
Mission to Mars.
Mission to Mars on the great Deco Records. Cool label, man. A lot of really, really cool artists on here. It's kind of fun knowing that you're label mates with some of these cats, right?
Yeah.
But fantastic record. Now, we bored you with all these terrible lists. It's time to hear the right list. It's time to hear the actual top 10 Nectar tracks. And of course, I'm going to cheat a little bit.
Before you do that,
it's your show, Mo.
Brent hit on almost all the songs that we're going to do.
Oh, wow.
Really? Yeah. You see, there's the set list right there, boys and girls. And in case you haven't noticed, Nectar on tour starting April 10th. The dates are below you. Let's sell some of these dates out, shall we? In fact, let's sell out every one of the dates posted below. Who knows? I might even go to the Cleveland show. Who knows? I don't get out of the house a whole lot, Mo. It's a problem for me. It really, really is. But if I do, it would certainly be to see you guys. And I do love the Beachland Ballroom. Great great venue. Saw Neil Morris, the Similitude tour there. Very, very cool. But like I said, you guys had, so most of you had good lists, unlike Mo. But here's the real list. Here's the top 10. These are the 10 Nectar songs you need in your life. And we're starting with number 10. And it's from the new album, Mission to Mars. One Day High, One Day Low. That's the track off the new album, man. The whole album's really, really good. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But that's the song right there. None of you clowns had it on your list, so you're dead wrong. At number 9, we're going to go to its predecessor, The Other Side. Yeah, I think everybody knows what it is. It's Skywriter. What a great song, Mo. What a great, great song. I know you wrote it in 1978 and you hated it, and you just proves that, you can be human too. You were dead wrong. You were dead wrong. I don't care if you switch the chorus and the verse around. Great idea, Rich. The bones were still there, but you didn't hear it. And that's what it is. Sometimes you're too close to something, right? You wrote it, and you played it for Rich, and Rich heard the genius of it right away. Obviously, at number 8, I'm going with that, that album that had Brooke Shields on the cover. I really like Away from Asgard. I think that's a cool song. It's not... The album isn't as good as Recycled, and we all know why, right? I mean, how could it be without Roy? It's all good, but that song is amazing, man. I love it. At number 7, I'm going with Far Away from Man in the Moon. I think it's a beautiful track. I love the atmospherics of it, and it's the production kind of bugs me on that album. Not on this track though. On Far Away, I actually really, really love it. At number 6. I think it was on Kevin's list. It's The Astronaut's Nightmare of Journey to the Center of the Eye, and it's kind of hard to parse out an individual track because I know you guys were playing the whole thing as one piece, right? And it kind of plays that way on the record too, but it's not ID'd that way. It's ID'd as Astronaut's Nightmare, and so it goes. At number 5, I'm going with Good Day. Just love that. Love that little song off of Sounds Like This. At number 4, I just can't get George Jefferson out of my head. It's Show Me the Way, man. I love that show. I watch the Jeffersons every single week. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. And then just seeing George come, one of the great moments of my life, actually. I remember it like it was yesterday. So great. And the top three are all going to be epics. You know what time it is, boys and girls. At number 3, it's Tab in the Ocean. You know, could be higher with a remix.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. The bones are there, man. It's as good as anything you guys ever did, but a little wonky. A little production, maybe not great. At number 2, you've got Recycled, and pretty much side 1 and side 2 are both kind of sidelong sweets, if you ask me. Even though they're ID'd separately, I'm going with side 2 of Recycled. To me, it's one song. It's Sao Paulo Sunrise, Costa del Sol, Marvelous Moses, that I think somebody had on the list, and It's All Over. Come on, man. Is that like a Nektar's greatest hits? Yeah. Oh, no, that's just one side of their album. Amazing. And at number 1, I'm going with Kevin. I'm going with the whole thing, man. The whole kit and caboodle. Let's Remember the Future. We can call side 1 maybe slightly better than side 2. I don't know. People say that about Thick as a Brick too, and they're dead wrong. It's the whole thing. It's Remember the Future. It was your highest charting album in the U.S. Remarkably, top 10 in the U.S. or top 15, something like that. And another thing that hasn't been mentioned about the great Nectar and all these brushes like would have been, could have been, should have been. Nectar should have been huge. How about Iron Maiden? We haven't even talked about Iron Maiden yet. That's like amazing that Steve Harris, people say Maiden's not prog. They're dead wrong. They're so wrong. Iron Maiden is as prog as they come. The dude who is the brainchild of Iron Maiden listens to Jethro Tull, Genesis, and Nectar.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden's prog. Straight up. Forget about it. It's a wrap. QED, Quad Eras Demonstrata, mic drop, etc., etc. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Talking about the TV guide did the interview with Sherman Hemsley. Yeah. And there's a poster of Down to Earth on the wall behind. I remember that. But I need to see that photo again. But, to me, I always thought, like, these guys had so many of these, like, near brushes. Like, they should have been huge. What happened? And I kind of always thought if they were, like, on Atlantic and had a champion like Amit Erdogan, it might have happened for them. But, what was the label here in the U.S.? You see? That's a problem. Yeah. What was that label? Passport. This one's on Passport. I mean, they, I think if it would have been like a Columbia, a CBS imprint or something on the WIA family of labels, maybe things might have been a little different. What do you think, Mo? What do you think the labels did or did not do for you guys back in the 70s? Because I contend while you were gone, because I'm a coward and I didn't say it while you were here, but I contend that you guys, you didn't get screwed by your label, but I don't think they gave you nearly enough support.
I would say you're right, yeah. The label, the original stuff, most of that was recorded for Bellaphone on the Bacillus label. And they give us all the creative stuff that we needed. But when we were touring, they didn't really support us. They told us, we can see where you are by the record sales. Every time we played, the record sales would increase.
Wow.
But they didn't really spend a lot of money on the band to promote it, And I found that over here too. Although Marty Scott from Gem, I think did a pretty good job of promoting the band, It's very different today than how it was.
Yeah.
The promotion from record companies is nowhere near what it was years and years ago.
Oh yeah.
You can't even call a radio station and get to talk to somebody.
No.
You ever tried that? you can't get through the web. You know, you've got to get through.
That's right. But you know what? That's terrestrial radio is so 50 years ago, Mo. What's hot in radio nowadays is absolutely what Kevin's expert at. Prog Radio is the greatest radio station in the history of mankind. It's all ad-free. It's 24 hours a day. There's 2 stations to choose from. It's all in this real fancy high def stuff, which I don't really understand because, you know, I'm listening to like a little transistor radio. I rock a Crosley, okay? People are always like, you always show this vinyl. You must have this great system. I rock a Crosley. I don't care, man. I don't. It's high fidelity's not my thing. But if it's your thing, Prog Radio's got you covered there. And you can reach out, right? Because here he is. Here's the guy. If you want to hear something on Prog Radio, you just let him know and he plays it. And that's the future of radio right there. It really is. Terrestrial radio. I say, you know, we don't need it anymore. It's just to sell cars down at the, Uncle Jimmy's car lot down the road. That's all. That's all regular radio's for now. Yeah, Ian hasn't listened to commercial radio since 2000. Thank you, Ian, for making me look good. But we've got a tour, boys and girls. Starts April 10th in New York. Nectar, go check them out. I want to sell all these dates out, so go to what's the website? It's nectarsmusic.com. Mo, where can they go to get tickets?
You can go to Nectar's Music. That's Nektars music.com is our website, and you can go on there, and we have ticket links, and we also have, because some of the shows were late in getting the VIPs out, so we put up a VIP place where you can go and click and buy a VIP for any gig.
And we might have talked about this a little bit before we went live. Zeb is asking if there's going to be any remixes for Tab in the Ocean or Sounds Like This or Down to Earth. And you had told me something about your catalog getting bought out, and we're going to be seeing a lot of action in Nectar reissue land. Tell us a little about that.
Well, I think Tab in the Ocean definitely needs a workover. We had some phasing problems with that.
Yeah.
But I think that can be corrected today.
Oh, yeah.
If they can put that out as it was when we did it, I think that would be amazing.
If Tab in the Ocean was done right, it's kind of your best album.
Well, it was done on a 16 track.
Yeah.
I mean, Journey to the Center of the Eye was done on an 8 track.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Remember the Future was done on a 24, and Sounds Like This, the reason we did Sounds Like This is we got boatloads of music, we didn't know where to put it. So I suggested we go in the studio, take all the equipment, including the PA, into the studio. We had a contest for people who wanted to come, and we picked about 40 people to come to the concert, sit in the studio, and we played the sets. We played all that music live, everything live. And we did 4 days. 2 of the days are on the new release of Sounds Like This. I don't know if they're going to reissue it because they just reissued it using the mixes that they did last time.
Right.
Certainly, everything is going to come out. And I'm. But the other thing, I don't. Do you know P.P. Arnold?
Yeah, I know P.P. Arnold.
Yeah, well, P.P. Arnold sang on Down to Earth, and she asked us. She really liked Little Boy.
Who's backing? P.P. Arnold is famous probably more for who is in her backing band today than for her.
She was on Dark Side of the Moon, I think.
Yeah. And I think we had a lot of people playing her old band.
Yeah. Well, anyway, she asked us if she could sing it, and we recorded it. And I'm hoping when they bring out Down to Earth, I'm hoping to find that track and bring it out. I've already talked to her, and she's interested.
Oh wow.
She was incredible.
We're getting a history about the American distribution of Passport. You see, I got into the music business in 1980. So anything that happened like in the 70s, it's just like I something I write about or whatnot. So let's learn together here, boys and girls. Passport Records was distributed by USA by ABC back in the mid 70s. Then Arista picked up Passport's distribution at the same time. Arista signed Happy the Man. Okay, well there you go. Yeah, and it was Claire Torrey on Dark Side. P.P. Arnold, I think it was like Keith Emerson was in her band.
Oh,
and here's my backing keyboard player. I'm accompanied by some bum. He just learned how to play. His name's Keith Emerson. We'd like to do a song for you. Oh, those were the days, man. Please ask Mo if there will be a European tour. Well, he answered that already, but that's okay. We're doing a festival in Italy, and he's looking at some dates in Germany. So fingers crossed, man. Cross your fingers that there will be Nectar European dates beyond that. But stay tuned.
We did one gig last year, again, September 7th, at the Neen Valley Rock Festival. It was the only gig that we did in Europe.
Nice.
Over and did that.
I remember that festival, yeah. That was a nice festival. A lot of good bands there. And Mr. John woke up early just so that he could catch the Nectar episode of our Sunday live prog stream. Thank you so much. Oh, man, this is always fun. It's always an honor to have you on the show, Mo. This is your second time in the Prog Corner. I'm hoping it's not your last.
No, absolutely not.
We really love having you.
Anytime you feel like you want to chat, give me a buzz.
Yeah, I know how to get a hold of you.
You know how to get hold of me, yeah?
That's right. Now, this was a lot of fun. Kevin, what did we learn today?
Well, it was interesting because the three lists that did come out, there was some crossover, but it just shows you how broad. Between me and Brent's list, we only had two. I think we had about five. So much music, so much good music. Yeah. If you're not familiar with these guys, dig in. You got loads to find and discover.
I think that we're going to open this tour with One Day High, One Day Low.
Yeah, now we're talking. Now we're talking. I punch the kiddies in the face with the new stuff. People used to hate on
songs, I think, right?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
4 songs.
I used to hear a lot of bands get a lot of hate for playing new stuff. Right? That's ridiculous. Why even have a band if I'm not allowed to play the new stuff?
We've always played new stuff.
That's right.
Always.
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of prog. We appreciate the new stuff.
Exactly, because I remember back in like the late 90s or early 2000s, U2 was getting a lot of hate because they were only playing one old song in their set. And I'm like, what's the problem with that? They're supposed to believe in their new material, right? If you're in a band and you don't believe in new material, either your new material sucks or your promoter's got a hold of your set list and you're not allowed to play all the new stuff, which happens, by the way. A lot of people say, oh, why don't they play the new stuff? Because if you're set up with one of these big promoters, guess what, boys and girls? You have to turn in your set list ahead of time. And then the promoter looks at it and says, yeah, I think we need a few more hits in there and cut out some of the new stuff. That's the way the modern world works with Live Nation and all these big promoters out there. Good thing Nectar doesn't have to worry about that kind of stuff. You can play whatever you want, right?
Yeah, we pretty much do. Certainly, there's a lot of, I'm trying to organize things. In fact, as I said, at 1 o'clock, I'm going to talk to Rich. We're going to finalize what's going to be on the tour,
Nice.
But it's tough when you got so much music.
Yeah. Well, you see, and this feels good, Kevin, Brent. We actually get to influence the final decision that Mo and Rich are going to be making here in about an hour's time on what the new set is going to consist of. That's exciting stuff. That's the power we have here in the Prog Corner, boys and girls. Anyway, to my guests today, Derek Mo Moore, co-founder of the amazing, legendary band Nectar, Kevin Carmody, CEO and president of Prog Radio, and Brent Bristow, professor of music at Arkansas State University in Beebe, and also leader of the great Emerald City Council. What an amazing show we had here today. Join me next Sunday when I will be live in Fort Myers, Florida, boys and girls. It's going to be our very first live remote.
I think you need to go to a used car dealership or something and have some hot dogs there.
It's going to be a disaster. I can feel it already. It's going to be terrible. There's a reason why I never leave my house, right? There's a reason why this show always takes place in this tiny little bedroom in my house in BFE, Ohio, in my comfort zone. I don't like leaving the house. I really don't. It's a scary, frightening world out there. So next week, watch me sweat buckets, right? Because I'm going to be out of my comfort zone. Things aren't going to work. I can't figure out technology as it is, as you can tell by the audio of my last few weeks' videos. Anyway, boys and girls, I love you guys. Peace in the Middle East. Free the Ukraine. Free Tibet. Free your mind. Free Willie. Free beer. Oh, you know what we're going to do now? We're going to bless that king, boys and girls. God save the king. Save King Chucky. Oh. Yeah, King Chucky's got a whole lot of problems there in the UK, but we got problems here in America, so bring them. Bring that boy to America. We got thoughts and prayers, spells and incantations. We're going to drink poison and we're going to dance with snakes. Oh, yeah, this is for Neil Morse. Oh, Neil Morse needs to dance with them snakes. Yes, he does. Oh, there we go. Oh, the snakes are going to get us. Oh, yes, indeed. I love you, Mo. Thank you for coming on the show. I'll see you guys later. Peace.